Hello? Can everybody hear me? This is going to be a little wacky at first till I can get all my buttons pressed. Okay. Alright. Looks like we have the screen up. Let me know if the music's too loud or if you guys can hear my voice okay. Oh, excuse me. Want to make sure you guys can hear everything. Oh, testing, testing. Seems like everything's working fine. Alright. So, thanks for hanging out today. We're going to do a little drawing lesson. This is me. I'm Mr. Chase, the children's librarian at the Estes Valley Library. And drawing is my favorite thing to do. I actually went to college to learn how to draw better, but I've always been drawing since I was a little kid. And the only way to get better is to just keep practicing. So today I'm going to show you guys a little bit of how I started drawing and the process I use from start to finish. And I'm going to be drawing in this software. It's called Clip Studio Paint. This is what I usually use to draw my stuff digitally. And I assume most of you guys are probably going to be drawing at home with just some like pen and paper, regular stuff. So it may be a little different experience than what you see me doing up here on the computer, and what you're capable of doing at home. But you should be able to apply the same technique to your paper drawings. So I'm just going to do a little warm up here while we get ready. So I'm going to make a new canvas. Let's just do a quick little warm up sketch. This is good for you guys too, to just do some warm up sketches to get your drawing muscles going. So I'm starting with like some basic shapes here, and I'm gonna just kind of try to draw myself, adding my hair onto that little head shape. Kind of like making it like a helmet on top of the head there. Draw some eyebrows. So I'm going to give myself a little, see those little cross marks? Kind of using those as a guide for where my face goes. So this is just going to be like a body shape. Just a quick sketch of where I want stuff to go. It's a good rule of thumb when you're drawing people to have their hands kind of go down to their tummy here. This is like where your hands naturally rest. So it looks really realistic if you draw them there. So now, this is just my sketch here. I'm going to show you guys the kind of the process that I have going. So the first thing you do, you want to start with a sketch, and then you kind of want to refine those shapes that you sketched out, and then On top of that, you can go back and make your confident lines. That's what we're going to call your final drawing, is going to be those confident lines that come through, maybe like with your pen on top of your pencil or a marker on top of your pencil. And then the last thing you can do once you have your drawing done and inked is color it. So you can do that a lot of different ways, but we're going to use the software to color. So it'll look a little different. But we'll come back to this and go through this process, step by step as I draw. So we've got our sketch here. Let's make a new layer. I'm going to make the sketch a little lighter so I can draw over it. So let's try to refine my shapes a little bit. Let's give myself a sleeve here. Oh, you know what? I don't like that. So here's another part of drawing, is that you don't have to be afraid of starting over. You'll probably see me draw a bunch of lines that I end up erasing because I don't like them. So that's especially during this sketch phase and shape refinement phase. You want to not be afraid of making mistakes and starting over. So I've got my jacket on, so I'm drawing the sleeves there, kind of where the sleeves will be. And these aren't going to be, this isn't my final drawing. So remember, this is just my sketch phase. So I'm going to draw out my hand right there. And it looks kind of like a banana at the tip there, but that's okay. Because this is just the sketch. So, oh, that doesn't look like a hand at all. Let's just make a little circle there for now. And you know what? I think I'm going to be wearing shorts. I'm going to turn these into shorts. And kind of give my legs a little more of a definition here. So a good way to start drawing your feet is to just draw draw like a triangle, kind of. See how that's kind of like a lopsided triangle? That's an easy way. That's kind of just the basic foot shape. So it's easy to go over that later. Now, so I've got my shapes refined a little more here. I'm going to make another layer on top of this. Let me bring this opacity down a little bit. And maybe bring this one down a little. Oh man, I can go back and erase some of the lines that I drew over here. So you're going to be doing this at home, but you want to do this with a pencil and your eraser. So I've got the sketch all proportioned out, so I'm going to erase those lines because I don't need them anymore. So now that we've got our basic kind of sketch here and we've got our shapes defined, let's try to make some confident lines here. So I'm going to go over this. I'm going to be really careful with my line work to try and make my drawing here, my final drawing. So I'm going to start with the ear. This is a good place to start. You can really start anywhere on your drawing. You just want to make it somewhere to flow from. Oh, I don't like that line. Ooh. So I'm kind of cheating because I have my, there we go. That works good. I have my drawing software here to help me, so I can just kind of erase lines really quickly. But these are my lines that I want to keep, so I'm going to do my best to not have to erase any. So let's draw some more hair up here. This is kind of like a self-portrait of me, but obviously I don't look this way anymore. I have a beard and a mustache. So maybe this is a little version of me. So those are my eyebrows. So I'm going to give them a little weight in the middle there. Ugh, that doesn't look good. Let's try again. Ugh. There we go. Nope. There we go. So I'm going to use my sketch here as like a guide. There we go. A little too much there. And a nose. Not big enough. Oh, that's a fun nose. It's kind of too big, but that's fun, so I'm going to keep it. Sometimes you draw something and it's not really what you intended, but it's you end up liking how it came out. So we call those a little happy accident. So see, I didn't match those lines perfectly, but that's okay because I like the way it looks. So I'm going to keep it like that. So now I've got my head all drawn. I'm going to go in and try to give myself some shading, maybe like underneath my hair here, just to show some depth. If you guys, once you get to this phase, you can kind of experiment a little bit. Alright, so let's make a neck. Oh, kind of too long for a neck. There we go. I'm going to draw my jacket here. Ooh, so I tried to do that in one big long line, but it didn't come out perfect. There we go, that's better. Whoop. I'm drawing at home with a little tablet, and it's kind of weird from regular drawing because you can't look at, you're not looking at the line you're making, you're looking at the screen. So I'm kind of drawing blind here to start. Whoop. There we go. Too much. There we go, that's perfect. So that's the bottom of my shirt. And, ooh, hold on just a second, y'all. Alrighty. Let's get going again here. I'll have my arm kind of poke out a little bit. That's kind of sloppy. So you can barely see my hand there, so I'm just going to color it in so it's kind of implied that it's there. And this hand we're going to draw because it's clearly visible. So because I have that hand there, you know what that is, even though it's a little blob. And connect my jacket there. I'm going to do a little erase that little bit. And I'm going to start drawing my shorts. Ooh. So, yeah, I'm going to put a little dark line here to indicate that little area, kind of shaded. Maybe a little shading back here to make it look like the back of my pants. And I'll draw my leg. So this is the part where I gotta decide what kind of shoes I want to wear. I'm just gonna draw some tennis shoes. So like this. Start with the front, bring it to the back, and draw some little laces. And the tongue right there. And drag a little line there at the bottom. So now I got some tennis shoes on. Pretty easy. Alright, let's start from here with the top again. Connect it. Laces. Oh, those are too thick. Oh, that's better. And the tongue. And the bottom. Whoop. There we go. Went over a little bit, so I'm going to erase that. Alright, so now we've got our confident drawing here, our good drawing. So I'm going to make our sketch. You can erase your sketch with your your pencil lines with your eraser. So now we've just got our ink lines. So now maybe I can clean this up a little bit. Ooh. That looks worse than before. I think I'll just leave everything the way it is, maybe. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this drawing. So now I'm gonna start coloring it. But before I do that, I was gonna mention that on our Facebook page, we have a poll. If you guys are watching at home, I think I'm looking at it now. I don't know where to go to see that poll, but if you see the poll, you should be able to vote from 4 options there. You got a cat, a dog, a dragon, or a car and a truck. A car or truck. Which would you guys like to draw? You can vote on that if you want me to draw one of those things. I will show you how to draw it, and we can draw it together. So you guys can vote on that while I color this guy. So I'm going to give him some brown here. And the way this software works is you might see me coloring outside of the lines, but that's okay because I can just color over that color. I don't have to erase it, and it's not permanent like a marker or anything. So obviously that's a little different for you at home. You want to make sure that you color in the lines, because you don't want to mess up your nice drawing down there that you made. Maybe next time I can figure out how to do just some paper drawing with the camera, but I wanted to try this out today because I thought this would be fun. So, what color? It's kind of like an orange peachy color for my skin here. See how I can just color over that brown and it goes away. And my legs. Alright, so now let's get some white. So I'll draw my eyeballs here. Oh, and I can see some space up here where I forgot to color. I'm gonna get that. And it looks like I colored over my brown. So I'm gonna go back and get some brown. Color over that. There we go. Now it looks good. So what color? I think my favorite color when I was a kid was green. So I'm gonna give myself a green jacket. I think green is still my favorite color probably, but so I'm just a little less picky these days. I kind of like all the colors. So get the collar there. I wonder what you guys are drawing at home. Are you guys drawing a self-portrait? Or are you drawing maybe a portrait of somebody else? Or just a guy? You guys are drawing my guy here. Just, if it doesn't look the way that you want it to, that's okay. Because it takes a long time to learn to teach yourself to draw. But that's the cool thing about drawing, is that you can teach yourself. You just have to keep practicing until it looks like you want it to. Alright, so let's give me some dark bluish gray here for my shorts. make my brush a little bigger here. There we go. So this software is really fun for drawing if you have this kind of thing at home. Oh, let's go. If you have a computer or an iPad or something, you know, there's a lot of different drawing software to experiment with. Okay, so that's blue. Gotta make the tongue blue. Got some blue, kind of like Converse shoes on. Let's leave those laces white. Or, you know, you know what, we'll come back and put some white paint there. Oh, there we go. It looks like I went out of the lines a little bit. But there we go. So now we got, oh, I forgot, what color should we make my shirt? How about yellow? That would look good with the green. Let's put some yellow there. Oh, you know what? Maybe I have a striped shirt on. Let's make it a striped shirt. Alright. Now we're all colored. Oh, I turned the opacity down accidentally. Alright, let's see. We got some orange stripes on this shirt. Let's give an orange collar up here. Oh, what's going on? Oh, I'm using the wrong thing, that's why. There we go. So orange goes good over yellow. If you're using like markers at home or something, you can probably just draw your lines straight across the yellow and it'll look good. But you want to make sure you don't go into your jacket color like I just did there. Now I have to make a mistake. Fix my mistake. So, then we got a little dude here. And then we can see the remember our process. We started with a sketch, and then we kind of refined that sketch, made another pass, and then we made a final third pass with our inking lines on top, and then we colored it once we had a nice little drawing. But now we can go back and can look at all the things step by step here. Here's just our lines. Let's make our sketch come back so you can see the sketch behind the color there. Kind of matched up pretty nicely with our initial sketch. And that's kind of how I do all of my stuff here. We'll go back to see this big drawing that I did, big self-portrait. This is from our website. And you can see if we take the color away, it's just the line drawing there. We'll put the color back. And there's a lot of extra stuff. So there's like this color, just kind of easier to add these details later. We've got the highlights to make the shiny parts. Yeah, see if you can this just kind of started with a sketch, although I don't have my sketch here anymore. I must have deleted it. So let's see. I don't think you guys voted in the poll. So that's okay. We will just call it right there, since we have a nice drawing out of it. Let's put a sign our name on our drawing. Oh, what did I do? All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll probably do one of these every week. So if you missed this one and you want to be a part of it next time, we can do a little more interactive session, or maybe we can maybe I'll set up a poll, a post on our website. We can set up what you guys would like to see me draw next time, next week. We can get something ahead of schedule there. But until then, we've got lots of stuff coming up. We've got some story time tomorrow and more story times next week. More crafts next week. Thanks to the Library Friends and Foundation for sponsoring our programs. And thanks to you guys for continuing to support us. So check back on our Facebook page and I just realized I was clicking around my computer. Check back on our Facebook page and you guys will find all the details there. But I'll see you next time.